And I have been working with Ping Identity since a quite long time now. It's been 2 years I'm working with Ping Identity tools. Before this thing, I have worked on Java as well. So this was a quick intro about me. We'll start with the tool. And before we start with the tool Ping Identity, we would we should know what is IAM. Ping is a tool of IAM domain itself. So we should know what is IAM. IAM stands for Identity and Access Management. So in that identity and access management, there are two domains majorly. In entire IAM domain, there are two subdomains. First one is identity management. Second one is access management. So identity management is in an organization, what we do, we have a lot of users, not users in organization, we have a lot of employees. And we need to keep the data of those employees, like which employee have what access, and what is the joining date, what is the leaving date, all the details of the employee we have to keep in our organization, and that has to be safe, like that has to be secure, because every organization's backbone is the data only. Without data, like organization is nothing. So for these securing like security problems, we use identity management tools. So there are multiple identity management tools out there in the market. Like SailPoint is a very famous one. So we use SailPoint in identity management. So identity management means like an employee joins the company and leaves the company. So entire life cycle, when he joined, how he joined, what level of access he had and that time, and while leaving the company, what accesses he have. So all this thing is called a life cycle of an employee. So these is thing into identity management. But we'll be working into access management as we'll be working on ping. So access management majorly works on who can access what. Okay, so I am asked two questions to the user. Who are you and what access do you have? Who are you means identity management. What access do you have means access management. So that access management part comes into ping. So ping will be used to give a secure, robust solution to the company for securing their access management, to manage their accesses to the employees. So, there are multiple tools for IAM, access management. In IAM, for access management, there are multiple tools: Ping, Okta, ForgeRock, many other products are also there. For access management, we have Ping and Okta. Like these are two major tools, like famous tools we use for access management. We'll be working on Ping. So let's talk about Ping. What is Ping? So Ping Identity is an identity and access management software to use uh, to give security solutions to digital identities, to protect customer data, and to secure the resources. Like any other person from the company's employee should not access those resources. So for establishing those security solutions, we use Ping. And there are multiple tools provided by the Ping identity. We call it Ping tool suite. So first one will is Ping Federate, Ping Access, Ping Directory, Ping One, and there are many more like Ping One Neo, Ping DaVinci, Ping ID. So multiple are there. These four are the major tools, majorly used, frequently used tools in into the Ping tool suite. So we'll be talking about these tools one by one. First, we'll be talking about PingFederate. What is PingFederate? What does PingFederate do? Why we use this? All those things we'll cover in this thing. So, what does PingFederate do? PingFederate, it has the name PingFederate. So, this federate word is the actual process what it does. So, first we'll be talking about what is federate. Federate came from federation, and federation is the process of fetching the identity from one application to another application. Okay, so in case we'll take an example here, like we want to log in into Zomato, and we want to log in into Zomato using Google. Like when you open Zomato application, you will see login options, and then you will see there sign in with Google. So that thing, that sign in with Google is called federation in terms of technology. So sign in with Google, as you click on that thing, Zomato will go to Google, and on the behalf of the user, Zomato will be authenticated by the Google, and the user will be logged in into Zomato. So this is called federation process. So for federation thing, we use PingFederate. PingFederate offers multiple protocols for single sign-on. So first will be discussing about what is single sign-on. Single sign-on means we use single set of credentials to log in into multiple applications. Like we have 10 applications in an organization. So employees does not have to have 10 different set of credentials into the organization to log in into those multiple applications. Instead of that, what we do, we use SSO, single sign-on. We set up single sign-on in our organization, and we onboard all the 10 applications into the single sign-on provider. We used to call it identity provider, IDP. Okay, what happens in single sign-on, we use a single set of credential, like one username and one password is enough to log in into all the applications, whether it is application A, application B, application C, it doesn't matter. So this is called single sign-on. What are the benefits of this? The benefit of this is we don't need to remember, or we don't need to keep multiple username and multiple password for multiple applications. That is a bit clumsy and complex also. So we use single sign-on. What single sign-on offers is we can just have a, ID password given by the IDP, or we can also create that and just use them for all the applications. So this is going to be the PingFederate UI user interface. In this, we have multiple things: IDP adapters, policies, policy contract and mapping, SP connections, and all these things. We'll be covering all these things into our upcoming training session. So I'll be giving you a brief idea about this. What is IDP adapter do? IDP adapter means like what is the adapter you are going to use for the authentication policies. So these are some high level terms: authentication policy, adapters, and SP connections. We will be looking into them. No issue. In other our further training sessions, we'll be taking them. So there are two protocols we'll be using into single sign-on in PingFederate. For application onboarding in PingFederate, for SS application onboarding especially, we use two protocols. Although there are multiple protocols like SAML, OpenID Connect, we used to call it OIDC. Other one is there, WS Fed, WS Trust is also there, but those are least used protocols. These two are majorly used, SAML and OOIDC. So SAML stands for Security Assertion Markup Language. So we'll be looking into SAML, we'll be looking into OIDC configuration, how applications are onboarded into these things. So I'll be giving you now a very high level brief about these two protocols. So let's start with SAML. So what SAML do? SAML will establish a connection between application team and the identity provider team. So there will be two teams into this SSO thing. Application is the actual application. Like I have an application owner. I have an application. I want to implement SSO in that application from like external identity provider. So I am application owner, I am application team, and the front person who is managing the identity is called IDP. So after learning Ping Federate and Ping tool suite will be the IDP, and will be working for the application teams. So this is clear what is application team and what is IDP, identity provider team. So what happens is in SAML, it provides a handshake connection between the application team and the identity provider team using certificate sharing. So after the certificates are shared and the connection is created between the IDP team and the application team. So this thing is done. Handshaking is done. These things are connected now. For SSO initiation, like to start the process of an SSO, the application team will be sending SAML request to the IDP team. Like this is the SAML request. One authentication request came to us. We generated the SAML request for this authentication request, and we are giving it to you. So IDP team will be requesting that SAML request. And what happens is after IDP got the SAML request, it will generate the SAML response. So for generating the SAML response, there is one process going on, authentication. So as soon as we got the SAML request, we'll be authenticating the user by giving the login page, by giving like it is not necessary to give login page itself. We can give a pop-up as well, like fill your username password here. It depends on the requirements of the application team. So we do that here. And there are two flows of authentication in SAML: IDP initiated flow and SP initiated flow. SP means service provider. So other name of application team is service provider team as well. So we'll be using two flows here in SSO by SAML: IDP initiated flow and SP initiated flow. So once the user is authenticated using the credentials, password, and the username, the IDP will be generating one SAML response and will be sharing it to the application team. So now application team send the SAML request to the IDP. Now it got back SAML response. So what application is does is it will read the SAML response and will create a web session. And on base of that web session, the user will be logged into the application. This is SAML. So login into the application is done by the SAML protocol by using SSO. Coming up to OIDC now, what OIDC do is it uh, it came with a feature of tokens. So there are three tokens majorly we'll be using: access token, ID token, and the refresh token. As soon as the application team get an authentication request, it will be forwarding the request to the IDP team. We'll be connecting these things using client. We will be creating one client, or we'll be creating one application into Ping, and that application will be having the information about the application, actual application. So by that connection and configuration, the authentication request from the application team will come to IDP team. So IDP team will do the authentication process again as we did in SAML, but the flow and the process thing will be different. So after authentication is done by the ping or another identity provider, will be releasing access token, and the access token will be given to the application team. Then by validating that access token into the ping, the application team will give the access will give the access into the application to the user. Remaining two tokens, refresh token and ID token, will be used. Refresh token will be used to refresh the access token, as it says in the name itself, refresh token. So this will be used to get a new access token when it got expired. ID token will be having the user ID and all things, user claims we say technically. So what ID token or the user information at the application team wants after the successful authentication will be giving it to the ID token. So after validating the access token, the user will get access into the application, and whatever information is needed by the application team to create web session, that will be there in ID token. This is how OIDC protocol in SSO works. We'll be moving forward with the SAML UI. So this is the UI we'll be using, like we'll be facing into Ping for SAML application onboarding. So as you can see, SP connections are there. SP connections means service provider connection. We'll be creating service provider connection into our Ping application. So after this configuration is done, this is called handshaking. After this configuration is done, the SAML response and SAML request will be like Ping will forward SAML response to the application team. Application team will forward the SAML request to the ping. So this thing will be done after the connection creation. OAuth OIDC connection will be creating into PingFederate client. So application into Ping is treated as a client for OIDC. In this client, we'll be configuring the information about the application in which we want to apply the SSO using OAuth OIDC. So we'll be giving all the information into client. Then from Ping, we'll be getting the client ID and the client secret. So these things will be configuring into application team for that to start the SSO process using OIDC. Okay, so this was a quick brief about the Ping Federate, what it does, what protocol it uses, and all things, how the authentication flow works. There are multiple things. We'll go into deep things in upcoming sessions, but that was a very high-level overview of Ping Federate. We'll be moving forward with Ping Access. So Ping Access provides a centralized access security solution to the company. It provides the security to APIs and web applications majorly. Like Ping Access, what it does, it provides the right access to the right people into the right application or right place. So it checks where the like whatever the user is trying to log in, whether it is the correct user to log into this application. If yes, it will give access. What accesses this user have into the application, based on that it will give the access into the application to different parts of the application, like it the user have who have logged into this application have the access to the part A of this application, have access to the part B. Based on these things it will provide access, and at the right time also. Like we can create filters on time based as well. Like from 9 to 6 only, this user should access this application. After that, it should not access. So all these kind of access restrictions or security restrictions we can implement into the applications or APIs by using ping access. So this was a quite brief or like quite high level overview of ping, what it does, and how the things works into the ping access and the ping federate. And one more thing I would like to add here about the ping access is what the authentication methods it uses for authentication thing. So in the backend, ping access is using ping federate only. It can be configured by using our SAML application or OAuth OIDC application into ping access. So these things will be done by configuring the ping access thing into ping federate. So we'll be giving the ping federate details into ping access to configure or to connect these applications. And we have one more tool in ping itself to customize all these things into cloud. One very important thing, Ping Access and Ping Federate, both are on-premise tools. On-premise stands for like we have to install these applications into a local server. These will be running into local systems. Like we have to install them step by step. We have to configure them. But in other tool of Ping's tool suite, like Ping One, that is cloud-based tool. So that does not need installation into a local machine or does not need any configurations to be done for using. Just we will get an instance of ping one and the user ID password will be going to that cloud place where the ping one is hosted and will start using that by just logging into it. But it is not the case with Ping Federate and Ping Access both. First, we'll need to download the setup files, then we'll be installing them. It needs multiple things like as a prerequisite to install Ping Federate and Ping Access. Like for Ping Federate, we should have Java 17 installed in not Java 17 actually, any version of Java which is like compatible with Ping Federate and Ping Access. We have to set the environment variables and all things we need to do for installing PingFederate and ping access into our system. But with ping1, that is quite easy. We can use that just directly. And one more thing, ping1 is like consists of PingFederate features and ping access features both. So it have directory as well. We don't need a separate connection with ping directory into ping1, although we can do that, but that is not needed actually. We have multiple tools in under the ping one, like ping ID, ping Davinci. These are subdomain or sub tools of ping one. We can use them. So this was a very quick or high level overview of ping. Multiple things will deep down into this ping system. Will explore the things. Will create connections into SAML. Will create connections into OIDC. Both things will test, and then after that we'll be using ping access and ping federate both to implement a security gateway to APIs, web applications, all these things. Majorly ping access uses two security protocols, agent based model and gateway model. We'll be implementing both of the models into different applications. We'll be playing with these things like in an exploratory way. We'll be using ping playground for practice thing. So we'll be like exploring the things into Ping. This was a like very quick demo of Ping. What was it, and like what things it offers, how these things work. So expertise in Java, Spring Boot, and Java Core, and multiple Ping identity tools like that. So we'll be moving forward with the scope of the demo, like what all things I'll be covering into demo. Overview of ping identity tools. What are the tools offered by the ping identity, and what they do, and one major tool provided by the ping identity is ping federate. We'll be discussing on that. We'll be giving a very high level or mid level, we can say, overview of that ping federate, what it does, how thing happens in ping federate, what it offers, and all things. But we'll be covering ping access as well, basic overview of ping access, what ping access do, what is the use of ping access, why we need that, all these things. The course outline includes like multiple things. We'll be covering all these things into our upcoming sessions. What is IAM? What is Ping Federate? Like multiple things into Ping Federate. Some uh, like major things is adapters, selectors, authentication mechanisms, all these things. In Ping Federate Advanced, we'll be completing the different onboarding of applications using two protocols, as I spoke earlier, and like these are SAML and OAuth. Then we'll be moving forward with ping access, what all the flows into ping access, how to configure agents and gateway models with the different applications, different web applications, different web servers. And then we'll be integrating ping federate with ping access, and ping access, like where we can use all the use cases of ping access will be covering also. And add-on topic, as an add-on, will be studying about the ping directory as well. What is ping directory? Why do we use? What are LDIP commands? And all the things. And how to integrate ping directory with ping federate, ping access, and the whole thing. So, resources, like if I talk about the resources, these is the URL from where we can download the ping product application, and we can set up the lab environment into our local system. We'll be preparing the notes, and in the training session, the assessment will be topic wise. Like in Ping Federate, we completed adapters. So on the adapters, we'll be taking an assessment to review your performance and all things, like how things going on, are you understanding the things, and all, like, or everything is going over the head, like that we can assess you guys. On the basis of assessment we can improve the study material and we can improve the way of studying or teaching. So we can use that. We'll be doing two projects here. One will be implementing FFO to the applications with different application protocols like SAML, OAuth, and gateway and agent models using Ping Access and Ping Federate both. And second one will be implement the custom authentication policies. So first thing, SSO implementation will be using simple adapter authentication mechanism. But sometime what happens is application team demands some custom application authentication flaws. Like this has to be done in this way. First, it should go there and there. So all these things will be covering into custom authentication policies. A certification thing, after completing this ping federate and ping access or like ping directory also will add, we will be around 80 to 90% ready for appearing in the certification exam. But certification is like totally dependent on real-time scenarios, so we'll be practicing for that as well. Lab setup, these things need like basic computer which have Windows, Microsoft Office installed, and Microsoft Windows 7 or above. Like 7 is not recommended. We should use 10 or 11 itself. 16 GB RAM is enough because we'll be using multiple ping servers, whether it is ping Federate or ping Access. And from this application portal, ping identity application portal, we can access the software setup. So we can download it from there and we can install in our system. Like after the completion of these training sessions, we'll be conducting mock interviews for every candidate, for every